It is 9:30, time for the Friday Night Hangout. This is where we grab a brew, shoot the breeze, and interact with you live on the internet. Small panel tonight, but hey, we'll make the time count because we got a lot of great topics tonight here. It's the calm before the storm. We got some late-breaking news we're going to add to the Hangout. Whole bunch of good stuff here. So let's get started here with our usual round of housekeeping here. Let's start up with the round of intros here. Going over to Dartmouth tonight, we got Dan with us tonight. Good evening, Dan.
Good evening. Internet, will you be mine?
Switching over to Halifax, we got Krista, bitesizetravel.ca. Good evening,
Hi, Internet.
Krista.
Good evening. Internet, stay exactly where you are.
And of course, I'm also in Halifax also. And just a quick reminder, folks, that this is an interactive hangout. You can comment via Twitter, Google+, YouTube, votingchores.com. We will find the comments tonight, and we will read them off so you can interact as we're going off the topics. If you're watching live, you can scrub through, rewind, play back. I love to get your interaction there. You can watch the replay 15 minutes once we're done. And, of course, you can listen to the podcast version over the weekend. So let's start off with what we're drinking tonight. Krista, what are you drinking tonight?
I am just finishing up a little bit of Jameson's that I had on the go to refresh my spirit after the news of this evening. But very soon I will be cracking open my Propeller Growler with the 6 More Weeks, one of their one-hit wonder series called an India Brown Ale, and it has a very cute little creature going "Namas" on their label. So
All right.
that'll be in a couple minutes. Yeah.
Excellent. Good stuff. Dan, what are you drinking tonight?
Well, I've already started on my first beer, which is the Belgian Milk Stout from our friends at North Brewery. So thank you very much. I've been enjoying that lately, so that's a good one. But don't worry, Internet. I've got the backup ready to go. So yeah, that's what's got planned for tonight.
All right, excellent. I got a few comments from the performance of the fog burn on you last week there, Dan. So the people were concerned that an all fog burner hangout would be very, very bad thing, but probably very entertaining. So.
Wait, is that like kids speak? You know how you know being fat is actually good? Is that
Oh, bad? No. I think they were more concerned about our well-being the morning after the hangout.
Oh, don't worry. I have to run 20 kilometers tomorrow morning, so.
Good luck with that. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Everything is awesome.
I am drinking tonight the Uncle Leo's Winter Schlaf.
You mean the Winterschlaf?
You did it better than me. This is a 5.5%. This tastes like a Pilsner. Am I wrong?
Maybe. Sure.
I don't know. Well, Krista she had the German accent a little bit better than me.
No, I just traveled in South Africa with a bunch of Germans and really perfected the accent while I was there.
It tastes like tastes like a Pilsner for me, but then again, I had a few other beers earlier tonight, so I'll look it up here, bring up some details.
Yeah, that is good.
Bring up the halfway point of the show here. We got a few people jumping in. Thanks, everybody, for jumping in, and we'll start off with late breaking news, hot off the presses, hot off Twitter.
Jim, I know it's 9:34, so get the bleeper ready.
Ooh.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Halifax police and RCMP foiled a plot for a mass shooting and suicide tonight. And if you've been following the news in Halifax, you probably saw that they found a dead body the night before. Well, that dead body was related to this plot. And cops went in, they apprehended 3 other people, weapons. People were around the airport ready to jump a plane to skip town. Police nabbed them. We won't know what are the details? Probably a lot later. Krista was estimating at least a year and a half until we get the real details. I'd say a little sooner, but shit's getting real. I gotta lay it out there.
I gotta say, maybe I'm just maybe this is the Jamesons talking, but this is pretty bleeping unbelievable for Halifax. So, I mean, first of all, kudos to the person who tipped off the police that this was in the works, and so that the police were able to respond quickly and with relatively few consequences, though the loss of life is always unfortunate. But, like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Now,
and also kudos to the law enforcement as well for actually being able to respond in such a quick manner. I mean, it's a serious matter, but also things could go horribly wrong, and being able to do so in such a manner is also good for them.
Well, there's a fairly large event taking place in a very public place tomorrow, and I don't want to join the wild speculation of where this was going to happen. But I mean, had intervention not happened, this could have been horrible. Like,
do you know, is it me? Or it is so incredibly stereotypically Canadian. The fact that our huge event has to be hockey related. It's not like, the Prime Minister is coming to town, so therefore we have this massive plot. No, it's hockey night in Canada is what our meme is.
I just saw a quick update from CBC here, and I don't know if they're regurgitating the press release that they said, but this is they were saying here that it's based on what did they say here? On cultural, motivated by violent beliefs, not by cultural basis. So it wasn't like a hate crime.
So there's unrepentant
just crazy,
assholes.
yeah, just crazy. And these are young people too, 20, 21, 17, 23-year-old.
Yeah, those are young people. That's really worrying when you hear that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When
so
people
definitely
are disengaged from society.
So
many half-informed think pieces will flood the opinion sections in the coming days about this.
Yes, can't wait.
A lot of them starting with kids these days.
Kids these days, man. They just got off the internet.
It will be a pretty interesting weekend once the details start to come out there. We got a few people jumping in. Thanks everybody for watching. It is the Friday Night Hangout. This is where we grab a brew, shoot the breeze, and you can interact with us via YouTube, Google+, Twitter, and of course on votingchores.com. We shall be monitoring some of the comment streams and read a couple of things off there. We'll do one more topic, then we'll get to the comments here. The next topic here, which is it's a long weekend here in Nova Scotia, the very first February long weekend, Heritage Day.
I gotta tell you, I have never been terrible. Like, I've never really cared whether we get a February holiday or not. I mean, I can say that now that we're getting one, but honestly, like, I've been listening to this for 10 years, and it's like, whatever. I don't want a day off in February. Give me a day off when the weather's nice, and I'm gonna use it in, like, July, or like another day in September might be nice.
Well, we can use it. We can use it to shovel.
No, I've had a change of heart. I've come to Jesus on this, and like about a week ago, I was like, I cannot leave my house anymore. I am done with this winter. And we have only had winter for like 3 weeks at the most, and I am just done with it. So you know what? I will take Heritage Day. I will celebrate the heritage of all of the unique and fascinating people that make up this weirdo province that we live in, and I will sleep in and then have a nice breakfast.
I'm thinking a mountain man breakfast with my cast iron skillet. I'm thinking a lot of diced potatoes and sausage and egg, lots of cheese, fantastic. Maybe some onions.
Fantastic.
I think it'll be fantastic. I think it'll be bordering on spectacular.
So have you had any
bordering on spectacular?
I believe we'll be bordering on spectacular.
Okay.
Have either of you been really angling for this February holiday?
No, I mean
not at all. Not at all.
The pretense of hiding it behind Heritage Day. Oh my God. Okay, where's the bleeper right now? That's bullshit. they just want to hang their hat and try to make it somewhat official. It's all BS, really. Just call it what it is. It's just people were whining. They're trying to get political points, and they decided to give it something meaning so that way they can get away with it.
When this was originally when the finance minister now when she was an opposition member and started introducing it, it was being introduced as Joe Howe Day, who was the a very famous Nova Scotian who basically argued against a libel case in court and spoke for hours and hours and hours uninterrupted, and ushered in the era of freedom of the press in Canada. So the holiday was originally going to be named in his honor. Excuse me, and then over time it has, since in the most recent incarnation, it has become Heritage Day. And it's fine. I think the kind of lottery system that they went about picking who they celebrate every year was a bit.
Yeah, that's. I don't see the point of that.
But I do. But I think it's the point is well made. You're going to learn about people and their contributions to the province that you've never heard about.
I don't know.
Every year there'll be a different person, or
but
that you're going to learn about.
Yeah, but in 2 years it's going to be like Africville, which we already spend month of February talking about, or
the shortest month of the year. I think we can spend a little more time.
Well, a little bit more time, but then again, and then the other one, which I forgot, they have a week later in the year. Everybody has a week, during the year for their celebrations, and to me, you're gonna run out of people to recognize for Heritage Day, and you're gonna have your set. I don't know, 6 people.
I'm not worried. I think this will impact our lives in
Man, I tell you, if you're going to have a Nathan McKinnon Heritage Day in a couple years,
there will be a Sidney Crosby Heritage Day. I promise you.
If you really want a Heritage Day, then you should do some actual cultural sort of days, take any of these sort of food sort of Greek days or whatever, where you actually have Greek pavilions open up, and you get an opportunity to have cultural events.
In the middle of winter.
No, but
crazy?
You could. Well, then don't pick February. If you really want to promote heritage and cultural. I'm not saying you. You weren't the. Wait a second. Were you the finance minister?
No, I'm not the finance minister.
Well, again, if you really want to be true,
I am not the finance minister.
If you want to be true to a Heritage Day, then pick a day that people can actually properly celebrate it, so that way you can actually go out and do things that involve that heritage, that actually engages the populace, instead of making this pretense of saying, yes, we're celebrating this individual that no one's going to care about 2 years after it happens.
Well, I think the individual we are celebrating this year has a fairly significant role to play in Nova Scotia and has received a fair amount of attention in recent years, and I would have been perfectly content with recognizing this day every year as Viola Desmond Day, because she's had a very interesting impact on Nova Scotia, which is not known for its.
But can I ask you, what do you think the average Nova Scotian is going to get out of it?
Oh, I can't answer
the average Nova Scotian.
I'm not going to go there.
Yeah.
But I think, you know what, once a year it brings a little bit of attention to a part of Nova Scotian cultural life that people would not have otherwise.
But again, it reinforces it to the people that know that sort of stuff. Yeah. The average Nova Scotian's not going to care. So that's why picking this time frame where they can't actually do really anything aside from stamp a day,
I want my holiday. Wait a minute, you mean liquor store's not open? What the hell?
Exactly.
Screw those politicians.
And also, who actually gets the day off and who doesn't?
Well,
I do.
I do too. Not you, Dan. You got to go to work.
No. I got the day off already. Thank you very much. Yeah, because my daycare's got the day off, so I took the day off.
Oh, okay, all right.
Oh, but you didn't take the day off. But you didn't take the day off.
So then again, all you're going to do is create these haves and haves not of.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go into a bank on Monday and be like, deal with it, bitches. I'm going to do banking. You're just going to have to deal with it and count my money.
So I'm just going to call the whole day bullshit.
All right, with that, we'll check comments here.
I am going to go in as a convert to Heritage Day.
I'm just saying you're going to run out of names.
Krista, you're such a populist. That's the problem.
I love the people. What can I say?
Yeah.
All right, let's check comments.
This might just be the beer talking.
Yeah.
Oh, but I think it's the Jameson's talking for you. You haven't even opened up the beer.
I did open the beer. I'm going to do the beer now.
All right, let's check the comments here, people. You can comment via YouTube, Twitter, Google+, or woodenchores.com. We're going to check the usual stuff here tonight. I did see a notification on that there's a comment on YouTube, so we'll get Dan. Dan's probably on YouTube right now. Yeah, but we'll go to Krista first there, who's hopefully has some Twitter.
Quiet night so far on the Twitters, but if you are with us on Twitter, please hashtag Friday Night Hangout. Tell us what you're drinking. Tell us what you're going to do with your Heritage Day.
Oh, by the way, did you hear Big Bird finally had his first official?
Yes,
yeah,
I retweeted it.
I was super excited about that.
And for those who didn't know,
Cookie Monster's already on Twitter, and Cookie Monster is a boss. And Big Bird, I think, is just going to bring a lot of interesting heart and light to the conversation, and it's just going to be amazing.
And for those who don't know, his first official tweet on Twitter is tweet priceless.
All right, on avoidingchores.com, we got Bluefin. He's working. He's in the middle of the ocean.
Hey,
Instead of a nice cold beer, I'll have a nice hot cup of Tetley tea. When I return home in a few weeks, my 2 beer kegs will be full again. I'm fermenting in another pumpkin ale. He loves that pumpkin ale, and he also has a Pilsner that he will dry hop with Citra hops, which
very nice.
I can't remember if I did Citra or I did another one, but dry hopping Pilsner, not a bad idea at all. Dan, do we have anything on?
You said dry hopping, right? Dry hopping?
Yes.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure.
Calm down.
What? I'm just.
Calm down.
It's for the people. I want to make sure.
Easy. What we got on YouTube, Dan?
YouTube, we got a lot of the usual suspects on there. So starting off, we got GC Storm 1. Saying, good evening all, started the evening with a couple of homebrews, but now into a Propeller IPA. From our friend the Smokin' Ape.
Yes.
Smokin' Ape. He says, I don't know, a few days off sounds pretty good, regardless of when it is.
Oh yeah, but...
I thought I preferred it in the summer, but I will take it in February.
Now, again, if it was for everyone, I'd say yes, but there's a lot of haves and have-nots. But yes, you're right, having some days off is always a good thing. Arthur Donald says, why, Jim, I would have thought you would make quiche in the Dutch oven for a holiday breakfast.
Ooh. You got me thinking there, Arthur.
Ooh.
You got me thinking.
I picked up some mini quiches from a vendor in my neighborhood that I'm going to eat on my storm day if we lose power.
The gateway quiche, so to speak?
The Ratino quiche.
Oh, even better.
I did a full North End sweep on my way back to the
right on.
part of North End today.
No way. I'm going to make a fort out of pogo sticks. I'm going to have all these pogos and just take the wooden sticks and make a fort out of it.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah. Any other comments, Dan?
One more we got from Jason Spears. He says, hi, everyone. Having our Propeller Porter tonight. So that's 2 for 2 Propeller beverages from our viewers.
3 for 3. 3 for 3.
Oh, 3 for 3.
Right. Oh, you cracked open your 6 more weeks?
I did. And I used my Ladies Beer League Growler discount when I purchased it.
Oh, la-dee-da.
I know. I'm a very fancy, cheap lady.
That's funny. I used my debit card when I bought mine.
I also used a debit card. But...
Oh, okay.
All right, let's move on to the next topic, which is oh man, I should have worn with the jersey tonight. I forgot. Hockey Day in Canada is tomorrow, kids. So maybe our American viewers, because we do have American viewers watching this, one day of the year, all 6 Canadian hockey teams play against each other, and CBC or Rogers, whoever has the contract for hockey, do a whole day of programming about hockey. And this year, they're in Halifax. They are in town.
Ron and Don.
And in no way could that have gone a completely different way.
So they're going to be at the Skating Oval tomorrow at the Halifax Common tomorrow doing their big broadcasting stuff. So that is going to be a busy spot.
Maybe that's our storm. Should we not have Frankie McDonald's warnings about that storm?
But they've been in town. There was activities, I guess, mostly. I think mostly started Wednesday.
There were a fair number of NHLers roaming around the last couple of days because my Twitter feed has just been positively jammed with people taking pictures with these old men. I'm like, I guess
old
whatever.
Men. Our heroes, you should say. No, but I don't know. Wendell Clark, Guy Carbonneau, Theo Fleury.
I could recognize Theo Fleury. I don't think I could recognize the other.
Well, it took me a while to recognize Wendell.
Oh, Wendell Clark?
Yeah, it
definitely
took me a few.
I can recognize Wendell Clark, but I recognize Laney McDonald, and that's it.
And there's a bunch of Ron McLean flew in, and Don Cherry arrived in his limousine and
his chariot.
Did Don Cherry have to come out?
Now, which is a big surprise because we all know the hockey contract, TV contract, broadcast rights went over to Rogers or CTV. But I noticed on the schedule, most of the games are on CBC. So I don't know what the hell's going on, this shared arrangement. Well,
I think that's probably the end of the road for CBC and hockey. They don't have much left in the tank, as it the Hockey Day games might be it, but that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
They don't even have Jordan Straplopoulos anymore, so.
Yeah.
I don't even watch. Well, I don't have cable, first of all, so I can't really see. I don't know if I don't really have control of the TV on Saturday nights anyway. So I haven't watched Hockey Night in Canada since they switched over, so I really don't know how Strombo is doing here. But I don't know. Were you guys pumped with some excitement with this Hockey Day in Canada? To me, it just kind of swept up from behind and caught you by surprise, like a cold finger on your neck after,
I don't know. I'm not a sports person, so I'm probably not the right person to ask. But you know what? Lots of people seem really excited about it.
Yeah.
They're bring the kids in, bundle them. Good Lord, if you're coming to Halifax tomorrow, it is cold as balls here. So wear your layers, wear your long underwears, order your Chinese food, charge up your devices. But if you're going to the Oval to stand outside all day with Ron McLean, wear layers because it is cold as hell there, and there is nowhere to go to warm up.
And remember, Ron has a trailer, so you'd be damn sure he's going to a trailer.
I enjoy the Oval. I have not been this year owing to various physical ailments that are hindering my mere existence, but the wind, it is brutally cold there, so I honestly don't understand our proclivity to get all excited about going outdoors and standing outside in the winter. It's it's gonna be outside for 4 hours.
Well, like I said earlier, before the hangout started, I was going through historical weather records, and usually in February we would have a few days above freezing, but we've had basically this year up to now every day is -10.
Yeah, so, usually in Halifax it hovers pretty close to freezing. This is bull.
Yeah.
I want to know is just that with all the people going to the Oval, where are they going to park in this sort of situation?
Oh, girl, they're going to park. They're going to park in my neighborhood. That's a problem, and I live 2 kilometers away.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the next topic, and then we'll check comments afterwards. You are listening or watching Friday Night Hangout. So grab a brew, shoot the breeze. We've got a number of people watching. Thank you for watching. Leave a comment. YouTube, Google+, Twitter, Friday Night Hangout hashtag, or Avoiding Chores. On the show page here. Next story here, meningitis outbreak in Nova Scotia.
This is getting crazy.
Now, is this strictly just Nova Scotia, or is this sort of sweeping across?
No, I think it's just Nova Scotia. But I went to Acadia, and the summer before I went to university, there was a meningitis outbreak at a couple of different universities in Nova Scotia, and I remember going to see my doctor, before I head off to school, and he was like, because I think it was the outbreak was in Halifax, and he was like, yeah, I think you should get vaccinated, and I was like, yeah, okay, that sounds better than getting meningitis, So luckily, knock wood, I have already been vaccinated, at least for the B strain of meningitis. But I mean, that's pretty crazy. Like the poor girl that died lived in residence, and I don't know if either of you have lived in residence, but that place is like a petri dish under the best of circumstances. Like everybody's sure it's like a daycare where people have agency. Like it's crazy. It's like crawling with germs, and like everybody's making weird life choices.
So just to give a backstory for the people who are outside the area that don't know what's going on, we've had a couple of people die of meningitis at universities, 2 different universities, hours away. They did the test today. They confirmed it was, I believe it's the B strain.
Yeah, so the second girl at Acadia that has it has the same as the girl who passed away. So that's enough to consider it an institutional outbreak.
Yeah, and so they declared an outbreak at St. FX University. But they say, hey, don't worry, guys, it's reading period. Go back home. We'll get some vaccine into you when you get back next week. It's going to cost a couple $100,000. Hey, that's okay. Just go and roam about people and stuff like that. So.
I think it is precautionary, but it's residence life is germy.
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah.
Any sort of communal life would be in that sort of situation.
But isn't me? But is Acadia coming up? Has come up a few times with these kind of, I don't want to say diseases, but small outbreaks. Or
there's all kinds of stuff that runs through the residences there. Wink.
What are you suggesting,
what are you
Krista?
saying? I haven't been
to Acadia. I've seen stuff. Well, I haven't seen stuff, but there's like a student health clinic on campus.
Are you saying that there's a lot of cold sores going on around there?
I'm not saying anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, but anyway,
I was basically, when I lived in residence, I was sick for 4 of the 8 months every year that I lived in residence because everybody just circulated the same colds and the flus, and you never sleep, and you're drinking all the time, and you're eating garbage, and like it's just disgusting. And I just remember I have never been sicker, and like I don't have kids, like I've never had kids go to daycare, like obviously, so I don't get all the daycare germs. So living in residence was the sickest I've ever been in my life, and I have no interest in repeating.
By the way, daycare germs are the worst.
Daycare sound terrible. There are diseases that I hear people in my office, their kids go to daycare, and they talk about these diseases that they acquire, and it sounds horrifying.
Well,
like,
they lick everything.
Absolutely everything.
Toddler equivalent of like hoof and mouth, or what? That's what I call it. I'm sure, but like that sounds disgusting.
Well, I don't know if you can tell. I'm a little stuffed up wherever I get this little cough going on.
Of course you are.
It could be pneumonia. Who knows? Bacteria, whatever.
You have a headache? Stiff?
Yeah, a month ago was some sinus thing, and then the month before that was something else. So my little petri dish of a child is bringing back all sorts of stuff. So I am this close to getting my little bottle of bleach spray and just spraying her every morning before she leaves the house. And so
I'm inoculating myself internally every day just to make sure.
You know,
bleach is more effective than Purell. So you know.
Well, I thought inoculating myself with alcohol, Dan, would work, but guess what? I'm not picking the right bunch. The fog burner was not available.
I mean, you have some other less palatable options, like stop touching your baby.
Well, trust me.
Doesn't go over very well with the spouse.
No, there's issues.
I'm just talking about
there's consequences.
Infection control techniques, which are like no contact.
Yeah. Hey, let's do what we're drinking tonight, and hopefully people who are watching, the new people who are watching, they can share what they are drinking tonight. Twitter, YouTube, Google+, WeddingShows.com. I'm drinking the Uncle Leo's Winterschlaf.
Winterschlaf.
5.5%. It tastes like a Pilsner. I could be wrong. Man, I don't know. My palate's off. I can tell. I got this thing going on. My petri dish of a child is bringing back a whole bunch of stuff. It's good. It's good. Like, the last few seasonals that Uncle Leo's have been producing have been top-notch. So, You know, if you can find this, it's hard to find, but if you can find it, get your hands on this. So this is.
Where did you find that one, Jim?
I found that one at the the relocated Premier Wine and Spirits, which is Rockhead.
Rockhead, named after a prison.
Yes, prison that they tore down in the 70s. Their beer selection, unfortunately, has gone down. So if you've gone to Premier months ago or last year, and you have in your mind
like 3 weeks ago.
wall-to-wall beer, no, you don't get wall-to-wall beer. It's a very finite selection of beer. I'm actually a little disappointed.
That is so disappointing.
It is, but the one thing that is good is that they have a growler refill station, and you can bring in whatever growlers. And they're rotating every week, 2 weeks. Scheduled.
Okay, well that's interesting. So it's probably better than the Alcuin B one that they're doing.
Yeah, I think I think
Molson and yeah.
Shipyard and all that stuff. Krista, what are you drinking tonight?
I'm drinking the Propeller 6 More Weeks One Hit Wonder India Brown Ale. It is a little bit hoppy, but it finishes quite nicely, and it's a very rich, brownish kind of ale. I like it.
All right.
It's also been showing up on the taps at Stowell. They've had some recently, so it is in a few spots around town in Halifax.
All right. And Dan, what are you drinking tonight?
I'm still working on the North Brewing Company's Belgian Milk Stout. It's a nice. Oh, the fog bird's coming soon. It's coming. It's a nice, really rich taste to it. I really enjoyed that one. But don't worry, Internet. It shall be coming.
Let's do a quick round of comments here. Krista, do we have anything on the Twitter?
It's pretty quiet tonight. I think
it is pretty quiet tonight. It must be.
Yeah, my timeline went really dark after the news broke about the
mass
spree killing intervention. So.
Geez, Dan.
So I think a lot of people just walked away from Twitter for the night to kind of stem the tide of frenetic overreaction.
Indeed. All right. Well, Dan's pouring there.
I can read. I can read
the YouTube. Okay. All right.
So we got some more comments on the tubes. So following, we got Mustang 774. Hello. Hey gang, I'm at work this week. Instead of a nice cold beer, I will have a nice hot cup of tea. When I return home in a few more weeks, my 2 beer kegs will be full again. Rockin'. I'm fermenting another pumpkin ale and also a pilsner that I will dry hop with Citra hops. P.S. The show is not playing on avoiding chores, but I can comment there. Or here, there. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
We're having technical difficulties.
Let me check that. No, it's in bed. No, it's playing. Well, Mike's in the middle of the ocean. He's on an oil rig.
There was an earthquake in the middle of the ocean today.
Was there?
Maybe that's a thing. Yeah, in the middle of our ocean, yeah. But it was between Greenland and Ireland, so.
Well, he's kind of almost there. He's up in Newfoundland.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
He's almost there. Any other comments?
GC Storm 1 also, to follow up on the holiday thing, he said, we've had the February holiday for a few years now, but now that it's a stat, it's not like we're getting another. And last we got from Rio Zicagna. I hope I'm pronouncing it correcting
Remo! Remo!
So he sent us a picture, and I think this is just to go in with the whole meningitis thing, going, Dr. Nick, hey everybody!
Hi everybody!
So that's what we have from the YouTube. Sorry, I gotta work on my Dr. Nick. It's been a while since I've done that one.
Hi everybody!
Hi everybody! Let's see, I got some Google Plus notifications here, so that might double up with the YouTube later on here. Let's see here. I saw something. I saw the Smoking Ape. He commented, he said, what, no Miller Lite up there?
There's a Michelob Light billboard by my house, and I mentally flip it off every time I walk by, but it is too cold to take my hands out of my pockets. Michelob Light. What the hell?
No, we don't have. We don't get too much of the. No, we don't have Miller. We don't have Michelob. We don't have some of the other big. Other than Budweiser and Coors.
Yeah.
And
People far too much Coors Light gets drunk in Nova Scotia.
Yes.
We can do better.
The champagne of beers does not make its way up here, unfortunately.
Good God.
It's pronounced champagne, by the way.
Champagne.
All right, let's move on to the next topic here, which is Canada's flag is 50 years old on Sunday.
Yes. This is a very exciting...
Very
exciting end result of some internal, super inside baseball politics.
Oh, so for the fans of the Canada moment.
Yeah. Right here. This one.
Oh, yeah, I was flipping screens here. There was a great. I'll try to bring up the page here. For the different Canada flag designs, and I cannot imagine having something different than what we have today.
Yeah, especially when you look at some of the other designs in that, and what we have now. It's just
designs with a blue stripe in them, and it's like, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, there's some crazy stuff here. Now, hang on, I'm trying to find it here.
The one that the Comedy Network did is a complete parody.
Okay. I think I got it here. Freaking ads, tripod. All right, we'll try this one. We'll try this, and we'll try to get through the ads.
Maybe I'm a very proud Canadian, which I know I am, but I think that we honestly have one of the most iconic, beautiful flags out there in the world.
Well, I'll be honest. I've played in a few trivia leagues in my time, and we certainly have one of the most easily identifiable flags, because when you get into some that are just a succession of different blocks of color in different orders in Europe, it gets a little confusing.
Or if you want to talk about confusing, let's talk about Australia and New Zealand.
I know, right?
Yeah.
So the blue bars and the three-leaf maple leaf there, that's something that comes up a few times.
Yeah.
That. This red and blue, that was terrible. The other maple leaf with the blue bars, that was also terrible.
No.
I will say I'm not completely opposed to the one that's just the maple leaf, the red maple leaf with the blue and white stripes on the side. Like, for whatever reason, I don't hate that one.
This one here?
It's busy. It's too busy.
Or this one?
I like it. I don't know. Like, if you look at basically any interior design business, like, stuff that's going on right now, it is, like...
It's too busy, though.
Statement.
I like the minimalist stuff. Like, let's take a look at Japan's. It's as minimalist as you could possibly get, aside from a single color.
You know what I like? I like how some countries go against type with shape. Like, Switzerland went like, nope, it's a square. Deal with it. Or like Nepal went, nope, it's this like weird like trapezoid on top of a triangle. Just deal with it.
I'm surprised that Switzerland actually stood for something.
Yeah. So the three submissions, the three final proposals, and these look familiar, so these might be a little bit accurate here. Was these designs? Oof.
Okay, well that one with the Union Jack and whatever the hell that other business is in the corner, that looks like ass. So I'm glad that one got laughed at the committee.
Yeah, that was the French flag back in the 1600s. So.
Oh. Yeah, that would have been a terrible idea.
Doing that. Yeah, exactly. So it was too busy. So.
Yeah.
I'm actually quite happy with our current flag.
I like our flag.
Yes,
our flag's awesome.
Our flag kicks ass. Go Canada.
It does.
Go mother bleeping Canada.
All right.
It doesn't have the splash of the U.S. flag, you know, the stars and bars.
No,
doesn't matter.
Again,
it is as instantly recognizable and
the simplicity of it
super beneficial when you're an international traveler.
Yeah, well, the thing with the U.S. flag too is it has a history behind it. It has an evolving design.
Yeah.
As they're adding the states to it, the number of stars and stripes. So
that is super ironic in a country where like 40% of the country does not believe in evolution. So there you go.
They haven't done this poll in Canada yet, so I'm sure that number is pretty high too. But they still use Fahrenheit, while the rest of the world uses Celsius. So.
But if you ask them, they see nothing wrong with that.
And
I have this conversation with people every time I go to the States. They're like, it's 25 degrees.
Mind you, Canada is very bastardized. The fact that we use like feet and pounds for everything still, even though we should be using metric for that.
Yeah. For weight, we use pounds. For distance, we use kilometers.
But you know what? The thing is, like, I know what a pound feels like, and I also know what a kilogram feels like, so I can discern them. Mm. Like, I know like how much a kilogram weighs when I go grocery shopping.
Yeah.
And also, American Netflix is way better than Canadian Netflix. So.
Yeah, and I've managed, and I don't know how it's even possible. I don't even know how to articulate this because I'm not entirely sure it's legal. But I have a streaming box. It's like an Apple TV, but it's a Western Digital product.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I get American Netflix on it because I get the shows on it that aren't on Canadian Netflix.
Hmm.
That's good. Good for you. Good for you. You save yourself a few bucks. You don't have to go through the VPN that the rest of us do to get it. So.
What are you talking about, Jim? We're not.
I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. That sounds very complicated and far too technical for a lady. So like, whatever.
I mean, legitimately getting some Netflix. I don't know what I was talking about.
Right.
I have accidentally happened into American Netflix, and I celebrate it and praise it.
You also get an American Netflix when you go to a hotel in the States and you go on the Wi-Fi and.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you definitely get American Netflix when you are in America. That's fantastic.
That's the easy way for Canadians to get the American Netflix. Jon Stewart leaving the Daily Show.
Yes.
You know what? I am not known for my feelings, but I'm having a lot of feelings about this. And I'm having a very difficult time with it.
He's been doing it for what, 17 years?
17 years.
He's been doing it's presently 16 years, but it'll be close to 17 years if he leaves later this year. But I mean, this is a huge loss, not necessarily for comedy, but there is something that they do with that show that is not being done by the mainstream media in that country. That is a real shame, and I just don't know. Like that kind of stuff that he does burns you out. Like trying to fix things and make the world a better place is exhausting in whatever way you're doing it. And the grind that show entails is probably pretty exhausting. And like you said, it is the longest job he's ever had by 15 years and 4 months or whatever. Yeah. But what he's doing is public service. And what he is doing is, if the new Daily Show host doesn't have a similar orientation, there is a real risk that level of public service disappears from the conversation, and that's a shame. I mean, I think, now I'm a huge John Oliver fan, and I think John Oliver is doing really amazing things, but he's also not necessarily focusing on American politics.
Yes.
And he doesn't have the platform for it the same way Jon Stewart does, because John Oliver is on once a week. So he's doing incredibly good work on very, very specific topics, and that might change as the American election starts to get closer. But there's something about what the Daily Show does and the way that Jon Stewart has managed to kind of capture collective, progressive-minded people that just are like, what is going on in this country? And
there's going to be a huge vacuum.
I think it really resonates with Canadians, because we look at this and we're like, what is going on in that country?
And I've heard a couple things about what do you do with that vacuum? Because again, I don't think there's anyone that you can pluck off the street or whatever that could still fill in that void of not only being able to do the comedic side of things, but also doing the political side of things. And there's very few bodies that can do for that. So now they're looking at the other.
Like, they cleared their bench because John Oliver got snapped up by HBO after
Will Moore
last
summer.
Will Moore has his own show. And I've watched his show a little bit. It's good. It's getting better.
Now the one thing I did hear is that what they also need to fill, because if you look at the whole late night sort of environment there, it's filled with white male hosts. That maybe it's time for changing it up, and Jessica Williams.
I am on board with that 100%.
Would definitely be
awesome.
shifting that up.
Because she can speak very intelligently about the political business,
yeah.
but she can also she is so fast and sharp, and she can catch you off guard with the way that with her ability to respond to things the way that she has. And
I just don't know if she has the interviewing chops. I think that's the only issue.
She's young, right? Like some of that comes with being more seasoned in the industry, but I mean, I think she has she has so much to offer that show, and if they said she was going to be the new host, I wouldn't be even a little bit mad. Aisha Tyler is also a fantastic.
Yes, she is.
She has a fantastic presence. She's so smart. She's so sharp. She is. I don't know. Like I don't watch the talk because I am at work during that time of day. But
by the way,
I feel like her talents are probably being wasted there.
Aisha Tyler, for those who don't know her, you might know her from the new version of Whose Line Is It Anyway, or for those who are Archer fans.
Archer fans.
The Archer fans know her too.
But before that, she was on The Soup. Before.
Yes, that's true. Yes.
Yeah. So no, but Aisha Tyler.
She is unquestionably intelligent. She has the people skills for it. Her mind is like a trap, and I think she should. If she's not seriously in this conversation, I don't know what to say.
Well, like Dan was saying there, I think it could be time to just move on to the next generation because they've been on, 10, 17 years, so there's a lot of talent coming up.
And I remember
they do have a solid bench though. Like Asif Manvi, he is incredibly talented.
I love him to death. He is way underrated for what he brings to the show.
A lot of people are talking about Jason Jones and Samantha Bee, but honestly, I don't know. Like they've been doing the correspondent thing so long that it's hard to get away from that shtick. And I mean, Canada represent. I think that would be fantastic for Canada if they were there. But they're also American citizens now too, so that's also okay. Craig Ferguson, his name has been factored into this, and I love Craig Ferguson. I would love to see him back on television. He definitely has the skill set. I don't think he wants the job, but
no, he doesn't.
It's hard.
Again,
it's hard.
If you want to try and tackle the political side, I don't think you can get someone that has a foreign background. You can't, because then
he's American now.
He is. Don't get me wrong. It's not a question of what
he knows so much more about American politics than probably most Americans.
But it's just a question of how serious the populace will take him because he's got that funny accent.
And one thing is, he just did 10 years of his show.
Yeah, I don't think that's necessarily what he wants to do anymore. But I think he would be amazing in that. He has the interviewing skills, he has the comedy skills, he has the political skills.
All right, sounds pretty good. All right, let's do a quick round of comments before we do one of the last topics, and then we'll do the fun stuff here. So we'll do a quick round. Bluefin says that the video is working out on avoidingchores.com. Could have been his connection here.
Maybe the earthquake fixed it.
He did try last weekend for a beer. He tried the Flying Monkey Triple Chocolate Stout at 10% ABV. It was good, but one would be enough, he says. So,
sounds like he's having a fog burner.
That's it that I see here on thevoidchores.com. Dan, what do you got on the YouTube?
Back again with Arthur Donald and the Smoking Apes. Arthur Donald says, tonight I'm trying some Big Wheel Deluxe Amber from Amsterdam Brewery of Toronto.
I've had that one. That's pretty good beer.
It's pretty good?
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with that one.
Pretty good.
Yeah, if you go towards the kind of the back, they have a nice green and orange pack, 6-pack. It's in 6-pack format. So.
And I guess Smoking Ape was commenting about the Miller Lite up that way. Miller.
The worst, man.
Hey, you know what? When you get a case of 32 cans for $15, when you're going out camping, and in the back was a main.
That's only
God, paying the beers, my friend.
You only drink that if you like peeing more than you like drinking.
Yeah, but when I was in Hawaii for a month and I was able to pick up 36 cans for like $17, it don't matter. That's like cheaper than water over there. And
I feel like that was more of a story about you humble bragging about being in Hawaii for a month.
So I was in Hawaii for a month, and
outrageous that you bring that up.
Sorry, and on the government's dime. Thank you, Canada. Thank you, Canada. I love this flag. No, that's what we have for comments there.
All right, Krista, anything on the Twitter?
I'm delighted to report that on Twitter tonight I am being joined by all of my male suitors.
Oh.
There are 0 comments on our hashtag.
Wow.
That's why I'm going to a tap takeover tomorrow at noon.
Is that why you're blushing so much more lately?
That's right.
Yeah, it's a little bit more redder on the face.
Yeah, no, that's just the alcohol.
Wait. Is this going back to those dick pics we were talking about a couple weeks back?
God, I hope not.
That is not an invitation, people of the internet. Don't.
Dick pics?
Yeah, don't send.
Bad internet. Where's my rolled up newspaper?
Don't do it.
Bad internet. Whack on the nose.
This is the urge to use technology in that way with me, please.
Montana lawmakers says that yoga pants should be illegal.
Bad Montana. Whack. No.
Montana needs a timeout. If this is the most serious problem, and it's not, they need to just.
So
now, that ruling was overruled by.
Yeah, it was killed. But one of the representatives wanted to bring up an indecent exposure bill. He thinks that the yoga pants should be illegal. It was House Bill 365. Proposal would have expanded the definition of indecent exposure to include garments that give the appearance of a person's buttocks, genitals, pelvis, or female nipples.
How much money are these
how
politicians being paid?
That girl that he needs to do that. Seriously. He doesn't want to look at nipples? What red-blooded American man doesn't want to look at any of that business he's trying to outlaw? Come on!
It's the Jesus temptation. I can't have that.
Well, that's not my problem. That's Jesus' problem.
The only thing that should be banned are friggin' 10-year-old girls wearing pants that have juicy written across the ass.
I agree.
That's the only thing that should be banned. And also the parents that buy those pants for their kids. Bad parents.
Yes.
It is harder to adopt a dog than it is to just have a baby. So yeah.
Juicy.
I'm not super familiar with Montana, but it does sound like the place that I would probably not go out in at dark. It sounds like it's probably
You're safe as long as you're not wearing yoga pants.
Well, I grew up in rural Nova Scotia, and there are some there are some places where you go where on a summer night when everybody's been out drinking, you probably don't want to leave your house because people might be out on ATVs, driving around and shooting things, and I feel like that's just all of Montana. Now I could be wrong. I'm sure they're very lovely people. Yeah. I understand Tom Brokaw has a very large ranch there, as I believe David Letterman does.
Everybody has a ranch out there, I guess.
I feel like they're focusing a little too much on yoga pants and not enough on structural deficits and things like that.
Mm.
Or just things gay rights, things that are more important.
Mm.
Oh, then I don't think Montana would say they have gay people there.
Oh no, yeah, they're just undecided.
No, they're good.
Hey, this is a great segue into our Cards Against Humanity segment.
That was a very.
That's a weird segue you're driving in there, but we'll
take that.
That reminds me of the joke. Is I have a dog.
Speaking of people being awful, it's time for our Cards Against Humanity segment.
Yeah, it's Cards Against Humanity.
And what's the deal with these snowplowers?
Now, for people who are watching. We got our Cards Against Humanity cards, or if you get the free PDF, you can download it, print it off, do whatever. You just grab 10 of the white cards in your deck, and
in your deck with an E.
Yeah, pictures of your deck of cards.
Hey, you can play along with us here. So I think all of us we can randomly pick a black card as the topic here. So Dan has started with it with the first one. Yeah.
Yes. We'll start with this, the Johnny Carson, Dolly Parton, a deck of cards, and Italian cheese. Okay, so. But before I kill you, Mr. Bond, I must show you blank.
Mm.
But before I kill you, Mr. Bond, I must show you blank.
I got one.
All right, I'm ready.
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right.
What was the question again?
One more time?
Yeah.
Sorry, let me do my evil voice.
Yeah,
but before I kill you, Mr. Bond, I must show you.
Krista, what is it?
An erection lasting longer than 4 hours.
Daniel Craig, you turn me on so great.
You know what? If that was Daniel Craig, I'd watch that.
But before I kill you, Mr. Bond, I must show you. Ooh, delicious. like a pineapple ring.
Oh, it's so wrong. He's Harry Potter.
So
You're a wizard, Harry.
Terrible.
Terrible.
Oh,
okay, can I make a joke of the fact that you have delicious asshole and Harry Potter? There's a joke somewhere in there.
Oh, there's definitely a joke.
Yeah.
There's one. Krista has your black card ready.
All right. Because it's Valentine's Day, this is a special Valentine's Day Cards Against Humanity card.
Mm-hmm.
I got 99 problems, but blank ain't one.
Oh, here we go. This is good. This is topical. I got one.
All right. Go for it.
Well, what was the question again?
I got 99 problems, but blank ain't one.
And
an icy hand job from an Edmonton hooker.
Ain't one.
That should say an Edmonton sex worker, but...
Yeah.
Dan?
So I got 99 problems?
Yeah, I gotta read the question again.
I got 99 problems, but blank.
Switching to Geico ain't one.
All right, my turn to pick up a black card. Small panel tonight, so it's a short round.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, this is good.
You really want to?
Yeah, I don't see anything on the comments here. People can play around. If you have an answer, you can give it, shout it out, or tweet it out on the Friday Night Hangout hashtag, or put it out in the comments there. We'll check it out here in a bit. All right, here we go. Mine is coming to Broadway this season. Blank. Ooh. The musical. Coming to Broadway this season. Blank. The musical.
Yes.
Several answers. Some are a little too on the nose, as it were. Okay.
All right,
I got it.
All right, Chris's first here. Coming to Broadway this season. Blank. The musical.
It'll be Friends with Benefits, starring Ashton Kutcher and someone else.
Coming to Broadway this season. Blank. The musical, Dan.
Mine's going to be from TLC, so mine's going to be Being Fat and Stupid. So I think, what's that what's that Honey Boo Boo show?
Here Comes Honey Boo Boo.
Yeah, there you go. Here Comes Honey Boo Boo, the musical. That's pretty much it right there.
Oh, that show took like a super tragic turn.
Tragic? What, did I miss something?
Super tragic. Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah, the whole child, the uncle molester.
Because
Whoa!
Mama June used to date a child molester, and that guy went to jail. And it turns out that the child that he molested was the oldest of the Honey Boo Boos. And then that guy got out of jail, and then like Mama June started to like kind of date him again. And
dropped Sugar Bear, and
she dumped Daddy Boo Boo, and it just got dark, like American Gothic dark.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's too bad. Too bad. Sad story.
They were such nice people, exploiting their child in child beauty pageants, and then
indeed, just enjoying life.
There's more going on.
And this is why the rest of the world hates the West.
Wayback Machine.
Everyone loves us.
The Wayback Machine. This is where we go back in a year and reminisce.
Cannot wait. 2004.
2004 is the year.
2004.
Oh, man. I had to look it up here because there's some stuff I kind of forgot about.
I believe in the pregame when we talked about this, I described 2004 as the year I did online dating, and it was terrible.
Now,
Humanity is terrible.
Now, which site did you do back in 2004?
Back in 2004, Lava Life was the site where one went to
Oh
lower
my
the
God,
registration
Lava Life.
standards. Yeah. And it was a really troubling introduction to the world of guys that are in open relationships, but their wives don't know it, and not perverts really, but people who think they're perverts, but they're really not. So, yeah.
Is that still on? Is that still open? That Lava Life?
I don't know.
I kind of stopped going after 2002, so that was my Lava Life career was 99.
I just started drinking heavily, and left it at that.
Oh, well, that's positive.
Man, 2004. I always look at 2004 music, and then I get really bummed about all this like great music. I was like, oh man, like
Blink-182, Green Day. Wow.
Janet Jackson's Super Bowl incident was in 2004.
Nipplegate.
Oh, you know what? Like Justin Timberlake can still eat a plate of like, because he left our girl Janet out to dry. And just walked away. 2004 was also the year of Outkast, Hey Ya, which is still a song. Yeah. I will shake it. I will shake a Polaroid picture to that song.
Ken Jennings his big 2.5 mil in Jeopardy. That was the year.
He also made like a really nice career out of it. That was also the year of Toxic by Britney Spears, which is probably like the greatest Britney Spears song.
I will admit to that.
Toxic was good. Yeah.
Toxic is my guilty pleasure. I will actually listen to that all the time.
Yeah, Toxic is a great song, and it was also probably the pinnacle of Britney Spears' career before things started to get like a little good for our girl.
Stephen Harper wins leadership of the newly created Conservative Party of Canada.
Wow.
Canada entered a golden age of progressive thought.
That's right.
That's because we lost the progressive and progressive conservative at that point.
Hey, Gmail was introduced in 2004.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks, Google.
Actually, I will say thanks, Google, on that one, because...
You know what? I have a very love-hate relationship with Google Inbox right now, but I do love my Gmail. So.
Yeah. Also, Facebook was rolling out around that time frame as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Way to go, Zuckerberg.
The Zuck.
Count your dollars, girl.
Yeah. So
I'm sorry. I'm getting sucked in. I'm looking at the Billboard year top 100 of 2004, and actually, I don't know that it was as great a year of music as maybe we're thinking it was.
Well, I'm also looking at the movies, and to be honest, not a lot of them are really getting me here, except one, The Incredibles.
Oh, okay, that is
I love, like, The Incredibles is in my top 5 of movies of all time. I'm not talking about animated movies. I'm not talking about whatever. I'm talking of altogether movies of all time. The movie is flawless. Just because it's a cartoon doesn't mean it's just for kids. It's an incredibly insight film about relationships, about family dynamics,
about being stretchy.
About stretchy, and it's directed by Brad Bird, who is like he started way back with like The Simpsons and that, and he did The Iron Giant, which was his first foray into that medium, and he's also done a couple of live action movies too. But yeah, Incredibles.
It's a great movie. It is a great movie, and it deserves to be on that list. But like I am looking at the music of that year, and I mean a lot of it. The first like 50 songs on the top 100 for that year, I would put firmly in my guilty pleasure category. Like it's a lot of Usher, like it's some like it's some Beyonce before she became like Beyonce.
Duran did what was the song they did back in 2004?
Is it Dangerous?
No, is that Ordinary World?
No, God, no, that was from the 90s. Keep going.
No, what was 2004 then for them?
I don't know. They're not on the Hot 100 I'm looking at.
I'm just looking at popular musicians for that year, and that name came up. Ah, The Darkness.
The Darkness, man.
Yeah.
Those guys. And then the Jet. Are you gonna be my girl? That came out there. No.
Oh,
Right Spirit, wrong band.
Oh, sorry, yeah. Franz Ferdinand.
Khalees, Milkshake.
Yeah.
That's still awesome. Yeah, that's a great song.
Snow Patrol.
Like I still like those that British band music of that era.
Yeah.
But I am looking back on what was popular commercially, and I'm just really disappointed in humanity.
Hmm. Well, Avril Lavigne was big in 2004. What are you talking about?
Yeah, she really was. Yeah.
It's too bad now she that's one that kind of dropped.
She has a new song coming out. Well, she married that guy from Nickelback, and I mean, I don't know anyone who looks at that choice and goes like, yeah, this will take me further in life.
For those who live a vacuous life and just can't get enough of weekly magazines, Martha Stewart was convicted that year.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm getting heat on the internet from our friend Remo that I didn't know that Green Day's American Idiot was the best album that was released in 2004. Well, fair enough, but I listened to a lot of club music that year, so
I don't know if I'd say it's the best.
Toxic by Britney Spears was the best song of that year. I had a good time to it.
Yeah, yeah. Also, the Washington State Sniper.
That was in 2004?
That's right.
Yeah, he was found guilty of the series of shootings in 2004.
Yeah, I remember that. That was so crazy.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, well, the Beltway shooter, I think that was his.
The Beltway shooter.
Yeah.
But he ended up in five or six different jurisdictions, and when they finally caught them, it was so complicated because there was all this horse trading that went on among the jurisdictions until they finally agreed to try him in a jurisdiction where they had the death penalty. Like, it was so messed up.
The 60th anniversary of D-Day was going back in 2004, so
yeah,
that one.
That's nice. Yeah, not nice, but
Yeah.
Was that when they opened the new memorial at Vimy, or was that after that?
No, I thought that was before.
I think that was before, yeah. Oh, it's also those the trains in Madrid. The
bombing.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah. You know what? Oh God, I feel terrible. I should have known that. I've been in that station. It's quite remarkable. There's a big memorial there for it, and.
Oh yeah. Let's do the last round of comments here, quick scan, and then we'll go to our last segment here, which is the podcast review. This is where we recommend something that we listened to or watched online, because that's the way things are going nowadays. Anything on the comment-wise, Krista, other than your arguments?
No, just getting some grief about not recognizing the brilliance of American Idiot, which I do enjoy, but I had kind of forgotten about.
And okay, and Dan, what do we got?
We got one more from Arthur Donald, who is strongly suggesting that Hannah Montana should be banned.
I support that.
Arthur, Hannah Montana is not for us. Siley Myers is for us. And that's what it comes.
Okay, cool. All right, let's do podcast review. Whatever you've been watching, recommending here.
Yeah. Does anybody else listen to Canadaland?
Yeah, I listened to that.
I'm having a real hate relationship with Canadaland lately.
Oh, hate. I thought they were redeeming themselves in your eyes.
I think they sway from month to month. Like
There's just been a bunch of them lately where it's like let's just have assholes argue with each other, and I'm like, this is not interesting.
I agree.
I have set a timeline because I'm a paying patron of
Wow,
that
are
particular
you?
podcast. Yeah, I am, and I have set myself a deadline. If I don't start enjoying them more by such and such a date, like
Oh.
I'm cutting you off.
Well, I gotta say, I signed up to 2 new podcasts this week, and I kind of listened to one of them. It is called Reveal. There's more to the story. And this is from, I think this is another NPR one. No, a PRX podcast. So,
Is that the NPR station in Portland?
I don't know. This one here, the latest episode is The Secrets of Church, State, and Business.
Ooh, interesting.
Track down what powerful religious group was keeping under wraps. Blah 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 blah. Kind of interesting. They're short podcasts, so not very long, but
I like
it's
that.
kind of interesting. And the other one that I picked up here was, and I haven't listened to any new one here, but it is an NPR. It's called How to Do Everything.
Oh,
Yes.
I heard about that one. Yeah, I
Yes.
heard that one at the end of another. I heard about that one at the end of another one. I was gonna pick it up this weekend.
So yeah, so I guess I'm in between episodes here, or it didn't download. So hey, that's what I got to recommend this week. Reveal and How to Do Everything.
So I've got one that I want to talk. Well, first of all, I want to reiterate that my faves are still My Brother, and Me are my faves, along with Good Job Rain. Serial update for those who are
Okay,
fans.
so I was gonna bring that up, so I'm glad
Okay,
you're gonna do that.
you are
Okay.
the serial specialist, so I will leave that to you.
Well,
But before you do that, I'm just
going
going to go with a new podcast that
Okay.
you're listening to. I'm just going to go rewind back to very young Dan, who used to go and buy magazines from his local Beckers, for those who remember those in Ontario. And everyone knows that at the time, the only funny comical magazine that was Mad Magazine. And then there was another publication there that, kids didn't really care about as much, but it was called Cracked. Well, Mad's kind of fallen off to the side, and Cracked has become a big, huge powerhouse in the way of the internet. And Cracked has a podcast. And the best way to describe it is that they take a critical eye to popular culture, and they show it within their own editorial purview. And so they have a podcast that's kind of follows the same sort of format for them. And I've been listening to the past couple episodes, and it's really, really good. So the Cracked podcast is my recommendation this week.
That's awesome. That's a brand name with some longevity, so that's pretty exciting. So.
All right, Christo, give us the serial update and your news.
This is very exciting news for serial fans. So what has been billed as his last-ditch effort to take for leave for an appeal, Adnan Syed has gotten his leave to make an appeal before the Maryland whatever level of court that he's making it towards. So it will be going back before the courts, and he may be able to appeal the quality of his defense as well as some of the evidence that was left out by the prosecution, including, if you are familiar with this, the Asia letter and the testimony provided by Asia McLean. She has provided a new affidavit in support of her claim, and stay tuned. Serial is just, in terms of the Adnan Syed case, is the continuing story. And there's been a fair bit of media churn in the last week or so about that and the serial effect and and again, like going back to my earlier comments about Jon Stewart, like you need these kinds of actors in the system that can really focus on what the everyday people don't notice or don't know what's happening around them.
Yeah. Is there any word on when season 2 will be getting into production?
It'll be sometime in 2015. So I'm a subscriber. I give them money, so I'm assuming they'll let me know when it's time to give them more money.
I assume it's going to be in the fall because they only started pushing. They didn't start promoting it from like June, like new podcasts sign up in June, and then all of a sudden, oh, there's a feed. I kind of forgot about this podcast.
Yeah.
All right, perfect. All right, well, so with that, let's wrap things up for another week. Thank you, everybody, for joining in, commenting to us. Thank you to the panel who provided some great discussion here on our topics tonight. Just
we want to get you a storm warning before we go.
No, well, Frankie...
If you're in Nova Scotia.
Well, you know, just do Frankie McDonald and get your Chinese food, get your green tea.
Charge your devices.
Done.
Get your pizza.
Done.
Get all that. Stay close to home. Don't go out walking.
Not done. Again, 20 kilometers tomorrow.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah.
Definitely drink that fog burner before you go.
Oh, I will. No.
That'll have no ill consequences for your 20-kilometer run tomorrow.
No. Nope. I'm just gonna take my time, get the mileage in. Done. This is all for the hypothermic half that's coming up in a couple of weeks' time.
Yeah, as I say, the hypo's not that far off, so.
No, it's not.
And that's a local race, folks. For those out of town don't know what we're talking about.
Actually, it's not really local. They're across Canada. This just happens to be one for Halifax.
Well, this is like it's hypothermic because it's cold, but this is like it's in March.
Yes,
like,
but I mean,
the
the
whole point of it is to run it in the dead of winter. So.
Yes. So I mean, there's the ones in Ottawa and a couple other cities across the country as well that are having them too.
Yeah. So again, for our American friends who are watching there, don't know what we're talking about. That is a half marathon running race. So.
Yeah. Actually, one of the American states I think has it. I think Minnesota does have.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
It's
yes.
cool there, so they would be able to do it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys saw it on this week. I wish I'm just remembering now. I should have sent it to you earlier. There was this Reddit thread that was on Reddit Halifax this week about someone who's coming to visit here from a very warm place in the United States.
Oh, I think
basically, I'm coming to visit Halifax. Am I going to die? And it was like all of this like advice for him to survive with. It was pretty entertaining.
Pretty funny. Yeah, the Halifax Reddit this week is actually pretty good. We gotta mention. We gotta mention as a what local podcasts, and somebody posted. They know the Avoiding Chores podcast, and I did notice a few referral hits. So
cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, made a little bit of Reddit talk. But anyway. Replay will start in about 10-15 minutes once we're done. The audio podcast will be published or uploaded Sunday-ish, long weekend on Monday. So we do this every Friday. Just bear in mind we're getting close to Easter. Once we get close to Easter and stuff like that, we're going to talk about taking a week off and a couple of weeks off there. So, but until then, we'll be back on Friday. Thank you to the panel.
Actually, Jim, before you go,
yes.
Any word from Garrison about?
No, I haven't approached him for that. But hey.
Okay, Garrison, you're on watch. Make it happen.
An all fog burner hangout. That'd be good.
Enough. I think the world demands what happens up here.
Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah, it'd be good.
On fog burner.
Yeah. All right.
I'm sure nothing career limiting will happen. So.
Let's close this off. Krista, how was this meeting?
Good meeting.
Good meeting.
You say classy internet.